Bitcoin is absolutely finite. There are 21 million
Yeah,
coins.
so
I think this is the first finite asset that we've ever encountered. And to look at it as if it's a tech stock is a mistake because this is like Clem is representative of a lot of people and maybe a lot of Wall Street thinkers, but they don't fully understand that there is simply a point at which there is no more Bitcoin available.
Samson Mow starts off by pointing out that Bitcoin is significantly undervalued, even at speculative price points like $100,000. In his opinion, given the macroeconomic instability, the faltering fiat currencies, and the growing reliance on central bank interventions, Bitcoin should already be valued much higher, possibly around $200,000. According to Mow, the distinctive features of Bitcoin make it a lifeboat in the choppy waters of global financial systems. According to Mow, there isn't a good substitute for Bitcoin as a trustworthy store of value. Traditional assets like gold, fiat money, and real estate don't offer the same degree of security, accessibility, or room for expansion. Please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and enable post notifications for more videos like this. You can also view our other videos about cryptocurrencies and the global digital asset space, and leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Your actions greatly aid the channel's growth and the YouTube algorithm. Thank you and enjoy the video.
And yes, there can be paper Bitcoin in derivatives or just naked selling, like in the FTX case, where they sold Bitcoin they didn't have. But all of these things come to roost. And again, nobody really figures out what a scarce asset like Bitcoin will do when the shit hits the fan because it's never happened before. Every other asset, there's always been more supply when more supply is needed. And people are treating Bitcoin like these things we've had in the past, but it is a different beast altogether. So I think that there's another point which I want to touch on, which is the cycles. So if you flip a coin 3 times and you get heads 3 times in a row, or let's say you flip a coin 4 times and you get a pattern, right? You get heads, 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 tails, and then you flip it again a few times and you get heads, 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 tails, and you do it again and you get the same pattern. Is that going to keep happening forever? I don't think so. Each flip is independent of another flip. So there is no guarantee that there are cycles. And I think it's a mistake to assume that I'm going to trade this forever and there are always going to be these cycles. Because what Bitcoin is doing is replacing the financial system. It's not an asset that's trading within the boundaries of the financial system. It is going to be the financial system. And the way I like to look at it is the German mark collapse. It's not that, yeah, it went through a cycle of boom and bust and then, it slowly faded out. It just went poof and it's no longer used ever again. And this is what's going to happen to fiat currencies. They'll all be replaced by Bitcoin as the money. Challenge there is that everyone can make a clone. And you did touch on that, Clem. You said, you can make a fork of Bitcoin. You can make Ethereum. You can make Ripple. All these Bitcoin-like things that emulate Bitcoin. But none of them are Bitcoin. And this is why Bitcoin maximalists exist. They say all of that stuff is garbage and you only want Bitcoin. Now, maybe you think they're equivalent and then you go and invest in it. Maybe you think they're good and you want to diversify to hedge your bets. But if you look at who is buying Bitcoin, the brightest people are saying buy Bitcoin and they buy Bitcoin and nothing else. Like Michael Saylor only buys Bitcoin. He doesn't buy other digital assets. He doesn't buy gold or real estate. It's only Bitcoin. And I don't know. I can try to unpack some of your claims, like the flaws, the whole point of Bitcoin is that it's a bearer asset. So yes, in theory, if your cybersecurity is bad, people can hack it and hack you and steal your Bitcoin. But the counterpoint to that is not to centralize it into a government institution or database, which also will get hacked all the time, but to up your security and use multi-sig and technology that's available, like hardware wallets, to secure your Bitcoin properly. So the Bitcoin gets stolen because you don't have the good security. Now, your other point was that there are lots of bugs in Bitcoin. That's simply not true. I would say no. I mean, if you look at Bitcoin right now, we're kind of consolidating in the 90K range, 90 plus. And all the pullbacks to me seem manufactured. It's traders pushing the price down.
The acceptance of Bitcoin is significant. Mow notes that countries like China are hoarding gold, but he thinks that a shift to Bitcoin is unavoidable because of its superior qualities. He also emphasizes the strategic advantage for the US if it adopts Bitcoin as a reserve asset, possibly using it to outpace geopolitical rivals and stabilize its economic future.
To buy more. And if you look at the chart this morning, you see the green candles, the stairway to heaven. Some entity is taking advantage of coordinated FUD, which is the DOJ is greenlit to sell. Like that was done on the 30th of December. Why is it hitting the market now while the jobs news is coming out? And, it all happens at the same time. And I think there is coordination to suppress the price. For it can be pushed short term because there are 2 million plus coins sloshing around on exchanges. So traders can push the price down, but it's only doable for a short amount of time. I mean, go look you're in the UK, right? What's the pound doing today? But Clem, governments are buying it now. What makes you think governments are not pushing the price down to buy more? Yeah, but gold is old, and there is a
Gold is
theory
old for
out there
sure.
that the US, if it wants to play the Bitcoin game, and I don't know if you follow politics in the US, but Trump has said they want to create a Bitcoin reserve. Simply sell gold to buy Bitcoin, and in which case you kind of get two birds with one stone. You demonetize gold, weaken your enemies, and then you strengthen your own position. Well, debt is a problem everywhere, and it's becoming more and more evident, right? Like if you look at the gilts, they're already the rates are going up right now again. They went crazy in 2022 September, and now it seems to be repeating again. But all of this is because nobody wants to lend governments money, so that they pay more. And it's the same case in the US. Debt is growing at an astronomical rate, 36 point something trillion now. It just keeps going up 100 billion every 100 days or something like that. But it's just unsustainable. So something has to happen. And this is why there is a push to create the Department of Government Efficiency to cut costs, to kind of fix the debt problem. But I just don't see that being able to fix because the interest compounds and it's really hard to cut costs drastically, especially when there's an entrenched system in place that depend on the government spending to function and get their paychecks. So I think the way around that is to rebase to Bitcoin. And there is hints of that when Trump was saying maybe we can use Bitcoin to pay off the debt. And other politicians in the US have said the same thing too. So if that does catch on, then you do have this step transformation of Bitcoin into a reserve asset. And this is why there is no cycle. It's just replacing fiat. Well, I think they need to accumulate some Bitcoin in the treasury. So they want 1 million coins, which is difficult to acquire. And then you would be able to say, we'll meet debt requirements with Satoshi. So $1 equals one Satoshi now, which puts Bitcoin at $100 million a coin. And then at that point, you just say, you get a Satoshi every dollar that we owe you.
Mow comes to the conclusion that Bitcoin is not only another asset in the financial system, rather, because of its decentralized character and limited supply, it has the potential to become the financial system itself. As countries and institutions increasingly recognize Bitcoin's potential, it appears inevitable that it will move from being a speculative asset to the cornerstone of a new global financial order. Its supply and bearer asset functionality make it a unique solution to the problems presented by traditional fiat currencies